resting it, even though it might not be the most comfortable position for my hand long term. So the only way to know for sure that my hand is at its most natural rested position is to somehow print a perfect shape to fit inside this gap. And that's where this stuff comes in, because not only is it extremely satisfying to play with, but it's also the perfect consistency for making a temporary custom mould of something. And as it's so flexible, I can squeeze it into all the important support areas without it altering my grip, which is great until it gets stuck to your desk. After I'd carefully got the mould unstuck, I did have some doubts about the aesthetic, but figured I just had to trust the process until the end. So the next step is to scan this shape into my computer. But as it doesn't fit in my photocopier and most 3D scanners are insanely expensive,
How much?
I'm going to try and do it using my iPhone, because this little black dot on the back is a LiDAR scanner. And whilst I look at what that means, I'm going to make a DIY turntable to hold my mouse on, which is actually a great example of why having one of these 3D printers is crazy useful, because this little custom turntable took a few minutes to model as just a basic circle and a polygon extruded upwards. Then I just put the file into my slicer and sent it across to my printer without even leaving my desk. So after a few minutes and less than $1 of filament, I can attach it to my drill, and with the help of some gaffer tape I should be able to rotate the mouse 360 degrees and get a full scan of the object. After deciding that manually controlling the drill was a better idea, I started getting my scan. But even though I'd set up everything right, I couldn't get the LiDAR scanner to actually work. And as I had pretty much no experience with 3D scanning, I'm not completely sure why. Other than it seems LiDAR is more designed for quickly scanning larger areas and spaces rather than stationary objects. So I switched over to photo mode, where I basically had to take a sequence of photos all around the object to get as much detail as possible. And the results were incredible. This whole scan was produced purely from my phone camera, which just blows my mind. And now that I have my scan completed, I can make a couple of adjustments on my computer, send it to my printer and hit print. After a couple of hours I had my first prototype, which was actually a pretty great fit first time except for these sharp edges and bumps. So after smoothing them out and printing a new version, it was actually really